Welcome to PodApplaud, the Monday through Friday podcast that aims to enable your podcast habit. I'm your host, Seb, and today we are going to talk about NPR's Throughline. Throughline is a history podcast with stories pertinent to our modern world. The show is new, and there are currently just 4 full episodes and a short teaser trailer. Episodes are uploaded weekly, so you won't have to wait too long for new ones. The content is unrated, but there has been an emphasis upon examining unrest in the world, which often arises out of graphic and troubling situations. Before I get into the heaviness of this podcast, one fun thing I'd like to point out is that the logo is an optical illusion. When you're scrolling past it on a smartphone or computer, the concentric yet lopsided circles seem to jitter and vibrate. If I'm to look further into that ploy, I might think that NPR really wants to capture our attention with this podcast. Well, let's take a look at their goals and see if they accomplish them, shall we? The past is never the past. Every headline has a story. Join us every week as we go back in time to understand the present. These are stories you can feel and sounds you can see from moments that shaped our world, is the description of the show, which is tagged as both a history and education podcast, as well as a society/culture show. The Throughline host, Ramtin Arablouei and Rand Abdel Fattah, are shining a light on some of America's history that on a societal level seems to be blotted out. From examining the USA overthrow of Iran's democracy in August 1953 and the Forgotten War in Korea that changed USA-Korea relations forever, to the history of Black athletes using their platform to bring attention to and protest inequality. Throughline doesn't pull any punches. They cover the stories that take courage to report on, and take equal courage to listen to and reflect upon in a sincere way. The history is honest, simple, and factual. The education comes, in my opinion, in 2 forms. Firstly, these topics are mostly untalked about and out of mind for so many, so just telling the history can make people more historically aware. Secondly, establishing the past factually allows people to make more informed and conscious decisions in the future. It is also undeniable that the history presented is at the roots of many social, cultural, and political issues America is facing today. When listening to Throughline, I don't find myself thinking about the host voices, about the audio quality, show length, structure, or many of the other things I often note when I listen to podcasts. I just end up focused in on the history, while my mind sometimes wanders around a bit regarding just how that history influences our modern world. Because that is the part NPR leaves to you, what you do with the history. They are not saying X happened, so we should do Y about it now. I do believe that being more informed of the past can only lead to a more respectful and responsible future. Perhaps NPR feels the same way, and that is their ultimate goal. But for now, I established the goals of this podcast as providing history, education, and touching upon modern society and culture. Goals that I would say are well met in Throughline. Okay, here on PodApplaud, I rate shows on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is silence, 2 is a slow clap, 3 is applause, 4 is a round of applause, And 5, of course, is a standing ovation. I give Throughline a 4 to 5. A round of applause. I learned more about some topics I was not well informed of before. The information held my attention, but as a fan of escapism, this wasn't my favorite podcast. I would recommend this podcast to anyone who wants to hear the unbiased history behind today's headlines. That's been the show for today. I hope you found it valuable. If you wish to reach out to me, you can find me on Twitter @PodApplaud or send an email to podapplaud@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and please tune in again.